Hey guys, it's Jennifer. Happy Monday. Let's hang out and chat about real estate. And this week I want to talk about one of those things that you probably don't want to hear, but it is the truth. And there's a reason that we talk about this over and over and over again. And that is your follow-up plan. Just let me give it to you straight. The agents who have a strong follow-up plan are the agents that are going to get the business this year. And it doesn't do you any good to be generating all these leads if you don't have a consistent plan in place to be following up with people. So I know this is back to the basics, but sometimes you just need a reminder and you need to hear it all over again. And just know if you're not following up, you will not have a great year. That's just all there is to it. So let's go over just a few reminders for follow-up. First of all, the first one is you need to know your numbers. You need to know how many calls you need to be making a week. You need to know how many appointments you need a week to get you to whatever your goal was for this year. You should have, when you did your business plan back in January, started with your goal and then worked backwards. To hit this goal, I need to sell X number of houses. To sell X number of houses, I need to go on X number of appointments. And to set X number of appointments, I need to make this many phone calls. And you need some way to track it. That's the only way you're going to be consistent with it. I'll even show you, I have mine here. This is what we use, my team uses every week. It's just a little prospecting tracker. And every time we make a call, we reach out to somebody, we do a mark so we can see how many attempts we are having. Then if we are able to get in touch with them, we change that to an X. And then if we set an appointment, we draw a circle around it. So it's really easy to look back at our sheet every week and be like, okay, I made 60 calls, I had 30 conversations, I was able to set 2 appointments. You need some sort of tracker, but most importantly, you need to know what your numbers are. If you didn't do it at the beginning of the year, then do it now. But get that figured out because this is a business, remember, and you have a business goal to meet. So you need to now drill down and just do the steps every single week in order to hit that goal. The second one is you need to have a follow-up plan. The first thing you need to do is you need to separate out all your clients, your potential clients, your leads. If you have buyers who are looking right now, somebody comes to your open house, like they want to move here in the next month or so, that's a hot lead. That's an A buyer. But a lot of people that you meet are going to be 6 months out or maybe 12 months out from buying. You still need to be consistently following up with them. It's just not going to be the same follow-up plan that you have for those really hot leads. You're not going to call them every single week multiple times when they're not going to buy something for 8 months. You're going to drive them away. So you need to have your plan. All right, I'm going to call my hot leads X number of times a week. I'm going to call we call them nurture, you might call them B leads, somebody who's maybe just a few months out from buying. We're going to check in with them maybe a couple times a month. And then, the ones that are further out, we're going to make sure that at least once a month they're hearing from us, we're sending them something. So it's a different plan for each one, but you need to have a plan in place because there's no way you can do this if you just sit down and you don't have any idea who you need to be calling. So really get some structure around your follow-up. And then the third one is, and this is probably the hardest, schedule it. Block out time. Put it on your calendar. You should always be planning. If you haven't already had your week planned, you should at the very least be planning your tomorrow. And you need to block out how many hours you're going to spend working on follow-up. It's way too easy. We're desperate. We don't have any business. Then we're willing to make phone calls. But once we get busy, I'm not showing tomorrow, or I've got this house under contract. Sometimes we let the follow-up slip through the cracks because we think we're doing okay. And then when that deal closes, we look around and we've got nothing else coming. So even if you're busy, you need to block out time that you're going to work on your follow-up. Schedule it. Make sure you are doing it. Put something in place that will force you to do it, whatever that may be. Turning off all your notifications on your phone, shutting out everything else on your computer, get off Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Anything that might distract you, do it during the time of day where you're the most productive. But make sure you have it scheduled and blocked out. So those are just 3 things. I know they're the basics. If you've ever been through any training, you heard it all before, but it's not a matter of knowing what to do. It's a matter of actually doing it. So let this be your reminder this week that, if you're envisioning having this great year, you need to be willing to do the work today. And that is making sure you are following up and you have a plan. It's on your calendar. You know exactly who you're calling, how many calls you have to make, and you are scratching this off. The sheet should never be blank when you get to the end of the week. If you'd like to copy this, actually, I can send you over one. If you have any questions or, if there's something you want us to talk about, you can always just reply back to this email with a topic and we'd be happy to address that. Hope you guys have a great week. Go kill it. Bye.